Okay, great. So, for anyone watching, I'm Norman Rodriguez. I'm the CEO and founder of Elevate, and I'm joined by one of our alumni, Mr. Coons himself. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How about you, Norman?
I'm all right. I'm super excited to be chatting with you. So, you are one of our alumni that actually made it as a finalist with a partner company, won't say its name right now, that was offering an $80,000 base salary. And now you were in the call right now. And I'm super excited to chat with you because I wanted to ask you so many questions. Really starting with when we started this journey a couple months back, you have different options. You could have been looking at YouTube videos, TikTok videos, maybe there are different courses or whatnot. So I'm super curious to understand, like back then, what got you interested in Elevate? Like what specifically stood out for Elevate when we were in those kind of initial conversations?
Initially, I felt at home. So it definitely started out with the admissions process first. Having you and JR there really kind of made me feel at home. We chopped it up with your previous experience, being at a big tech company, and so uh, we just had a lot of similarities. And so even when it came down to just the pitch of Elevate and what you guys do, I was like, wow, these people are really helping. They're looking to help people. It didn't seem like a forceful type of situation. It seemed like a situation that was tailored to just, meet people's needs. And so
Mm.
in that specific moment, I just felt helped, really. And once I looked into the program, I saw what you guys had to offer. I was like, wow, this is actually special.
Well, first I gotta say, stop saying you guys because it's us, right?
Yes,
This is your team.
yes.
But it sounds like that's exactly what you felt like. Felt like it wasn't just something being offered in an education, but it was a team that you were joining and it was your team.
Yes, I saw myself a part of the team, and I just felt at home. I had so many like commonalities with people,
Yeah,
with just you guys, and so like I felt like the Elevate family. So I was like, I needed to be here.
that's freaking awesome. Well, all right, so let's talk about going into the program. So now we got through that. We said, okay, if I'm going to invest my time, energy, and money in something, it's going to be this team, my team. Now we're in the program and we're learning some new things in the curriculum. What would you say are some of the hard skills from the curriculum that you found to be most challenging to develop?
Um, I would say the research,
Mm,
and I think research because I took research for granted, and the way that I was taught in research in school was like, okay, you just go to this source, you get the information, that's it. But when I joined Elevate, it's the specific sources that you get the information from, and it's the people that you need to specifically get, right?
mm,
Including the role title, whether that's
yep.
LinkedIn, whether that's Crunchbase. There's specific things that you're looking for when you're looking to pursue a company. And so I think the research, like I'm at a whole nother level when it comes to research. And I sometimes say things to other people in like other careers, and they're just like, how do you know this? I was like, yeah.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like I kind of have like the secret sauce, if you, to a
That's
lot of things.
excellent. I love that you shared how it's impacted life overall as your ability to kind of shift your mindset around prospecting and doing quality research. Um, when you look back at this full 10 weeks that you've engaged in, and even getting to the point where you were one of like 10 to 15 different climbers that we put in front of this partner. Um, how do you think the education, the experience, maybe the team impacted your ability to secure a job and excel in that interview process?
Um, it definitely impacted me in a way just because I learned the whole entire process, and I learned the process that wasn't popular, but it works, right? And so this was something that I didn't even know when I was in school in college, right? Even in like high school. So once I got the skill sets from the team, I started thinking differently, even when it came to like interviews. and even just about my career and just life, right? Uh, it taught me how to be like an independent person, like in career wise, because a lot of people they just, work a job and that's it. But with Elevate, what it gave me options, right? And so it's like, okay, I could stay here or I can go to another company, but it changed my perspective on my career.
Wow. So it sounds like when I heard gave you options, there's a lot of confidence in the ability to have these conversations and get into these options that you
Yes.
feel like you really are the SDR they're looking for instead of maybe trying to have to sell yourself as the SDR they're looking for.
Yes, it definitely felt like that. And I learned how to interview them.
Ah! And that's why you're a finalist for an $80,000 base salary. That's excellent. Okay, but now you've also been, we're instructor-led program, so you have a team, you have a class, and so you've seen people in your class, whether they drop out or maybe they don't have as much energy or they don't put in as much work as you did. Uh, so what could you say is maybe some of the reasons why people, you think, in similar situations as you have decided to go the opposite way, either dropping out or they're not getting as far ahead as they'd like to? What advice would you give to new students and climbers that we bring on?
I would say be transparent. So, if there's an issue or a problem, uh, you know, talk to the staff at Elevate as well as your instructor. And I really like the fact that you were very direct, right? Even like in our conversations, you were very real. And I think the reason why people drop out is because they don't completely address their concerns, right?
Mm.
And if you want this really bad and you want to change careers and you want to learn the skill set, you're gonna have to learn to be real, right? But also address the challenges, right? And you guys were willing to work with me, and especially when I talked with Jamie, she was super helpful, and she addressed every challenge that I had, and we came up with a solution for every single last one of them, and that's how I was able to finish.
I like that a lot. That's super interesting. So you think you would say like many students when they have like maybe either hidden concerns or hidden challenges in just what they could do, and instead of bringing that up to the surface, they just kind of like let that defeat them and walk out.
Yeah, they don't bring it up, and I think it's best to get everything out up front, right? As soon as you start the admissions process. And I definitely did that with you and just the staff,
Yeah,
and it was a whole process. But once every challenge was addressed, I felt good afterwards because we came up with a solution for it.
that's freaking excellent. Well, I'm excited for you, and I know we have some plans for you going forward, but thanks for sharing a couple of minutes here. I just wanted to connect, and I'm really appreciate you as one of our alumni.
All right, thanks, Norman. I feel
Excellent.
good on the inside.
All right, I'm gonna stop right now.